episodes.
Make us laugh.
Colin.
Come on, Colin. Some things
Make
never
us
die.
laugh.
Just when I got out, they pulled me back in.
Full disclosure, I'm going to keep it's going to begin where it says, make us laugh, Colin. That's where we begin. Hi, welcome to Basements and Besties. We are the Besties.
Yeah.
This is my basement. You may notice that we have a brand new setup right now. Awesome. Hey, you may also notice that we got a thing that explains what we're doing right here. We're doing something a little bit different. Tonight, we are playing a brand new game. A game that has, at the time of recording, has not been released, but will be played at a convention, the D8 Charity Summit convention, here in about 2 weeks. This is an adventure written by me, and I need my besties.
Hey!
Whoa! I like that
What?
silent. We're going to be play testing this adventure for your amusement and for our amusement, and also to make sure that we can fix any issues. The adventure is called. This adventure is called the Iron Go. I'm sorry. No. It's called. Oh no! I'm shutting down. What is the name of my own adventure? It's called And to Think That I Saw It on Ironmonger Street. This is a Planescape adventure. It's supposed to be a little one-shot, shooting for about 4 hours or such. So for those of you at home, you'll probably be seeing this over the course of 2 episodes. Now, we have, if I'm not mistaken, you guys have all designed characters. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. You know what? Before I guess we jump into that, I probably should have introduced you guys, or let you guys introduce yourselves. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I help create a character.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Connor. I've been here before.
Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Colin. You might know me from Basements and Besties.
No, that's not fair.
Hi, I'm Cassie. You don't know me.
Oh, yeah, you don't know this girl. Oh, I just said fuck, so this is now a PG-13, at the very least PG-13.
Was it ever not going to be?
Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I think I can hold it in, balls in, whoops.
If you wait long enough, it's always going to be R.
That's true, yeah, if you wait long enough. Okay, anyway, so, you guys made your characters.
We did.
We're good to go, but we're going to go ahead and try to, recreate the idea of you're sitting down at a convention table. Mm-hmm. So what I need all of you to do is I need all of you to hand me your character sheets, including the spells.
Yep.
Add that on there, please.
All right. So rather than letting you play your characters that you spent all this time creating and getting to know and thinking about, we're going to go ahead and do this at random. Now, usually at a convention, we'd lay them down, you just grab one and you found on the table, but I kind of feel like that'll end up being everybody picking their own characters, right? Now, we're going to do this randomly. We're going to simulate the convention style. So here's what I need all of you to do. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and roll some initiative, or just roll a d20. We're going to go with high number. Do not yell numbers at me. Do not yell numbers at me. Don't do that. Don't do that thing. Okay. All right. And I have created a semblance of order. So what I need from you guys is... What did you get?
15.
5.
4.
20.
Wow. Cassie, you will be playing this one. Sarah, you got a 15?
Yeah.
You will be playing this one.
Hey!
What did you get?
A 5!
And you guys switch.
Oh, you're gonna make us switch!
Yeah.
No, I mean, you
That's what happened.
what's happening here is that Cassie got the character she made.
Yeah.
Sarah got the character she made. But those two actually had to play a different character than
Oh.
So that's right. This is how it's going to go tonight. This is how I wanted it to be. So what I'd like for all of us to do now is we're going to go ahead and take turns introducing our characters. If I'm not mistaken, on each of your character sheets, I did ask you to write a character sentence. Something that whoever would have gotten it could be able to read and introduce the character. Now, for those of you at home, this adventure is set in the Dungeons & Dragons world of Planescape. Planescape is the setting that encompasses all of the planes of existences other than the Prime world, like Forgotten Realms or Faerun or Eberron. This is the campaign setting for everywhere else in the multiverse. So we have a diverse group of characters from all corners of the infinite multiverse here. So let's go ahead and introduce our character, Sarah, because Cassie, because you have the highest number. You're going to go ahead and introduce your character first.
All right. Descended from hellish fiends, but born and raised in Sigil, Hessian is a bit of a hot mess. Some might call her a wandering soul, finding it difficult to land on a solid path in life, though her old mentor's recent induction into the Fated has piqued her interest. However, her more current worry is money. Hessian's partner has run off with their savings, crashing their fledgling business, Mystical Moments, leaving her hard for cash and direction.
Mystical moment.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do they make tiny little dolls, like tiny little porcelain dolls that middle-aged women buy and go, this is a collectible?
Remains to be seen.
Ooh,
what
okay.
what sort of shop it is.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, Sarah, you're next.
I am Rogue Modron 909, but friends, you call me Bob. I am a small stout metal build with a large central eye and artisanal wings. As a sensei, I want to know everything about everything and have entered my religious phase. Praise be God. As they say, the more you know, the more you grow.
That's wonderful.
That's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you at home, you will get to enjoy that voice for the next 4 hours. All right. Let's go ahead and go now with Connor.
Vithka is the student of a Githzeri Zerth, a warrior who combines physical perfection with psionic discipline. When one of the twin Karak swords entrusted to her by her mentor was stolen from the monastery she called home in the swirling chaos of Limbo, she was tasked with retrieving it. To that end, she has come to the city of Sigil in hopes of finding a spellcaster who can cast a divination powerful enough to find it, although such services do not come cheaply. Vithka has devoted her life to the pursuit of both physical and mental perfection and has a severe, humorless personality. She has, however, grown fond of a game of strategy called Yes.
Wonderful. All right, and lastly, I humorless. It's like you make one joke tonight and it's done. It's done.
It's gotta be the doozy.
And that's Vivka?
Vithka, Vithka.
Vivka, wonderful. By the way, my favorite part about this is that like Colin's like sitting here going like that's not how it's pronounced. It's like it's too late, bud. That's how you wrote it. That's how.
No, he nailed it.
Hey!
Nice. All right, we're gonna go ahead and last but not least,
We got Sir Asterius. Hailing from the forest of Eastgard, Sir Asterius is a traveling warrior who holds himself as a champion of good and nature. Boisterous and jovial, he has come to Sigil in search of work to fund a nomad lifestyle, while also continuing to bring light and goodness to the lives of others.
wonderful.
Nice and concise.
Now, just to make sure, so we've got, and I want to make sure I've got this correctly. We've got Hessian, the Tiefling Wizard.
Yes.
Okay, Hessian, the Tiefling Wizard. We've got Bob, or 909,
Bob.
the Modron Cleric. We have Vithka, the Githzerai Fighter. And we have Sir Asterius, the Barrier?
Barrier?
Yeah, the goat people.
Yeah.
Okay, so Barriers, they're like centaur, but rather than man-horse, it's man-goat. So they're a little bit more compacted. They can fit into, normal door frames.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The Barrier Paladin?
Yeah.
I believe. Wonderful. Okay. And, all right, so let's go ahead then. I guess we should get started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, so in this adventure, this adventure begins in the setting of Planescape. We are currently, you all have just recently arrived, either for the first time maybe, or possibly just have returned home to the city of Sigil. Sigil is the city at the center of the multiverse, depending on who you ask. If you ask anybody who lives in Sigil, it's the city at the center of the multiverse. I want you to imagine, okay, so there's this, the plane of neutrality is sort of like a disc, right? The plane of neutrality is called the Outlands, right? It's this very interesting little kind of like disc filled with all, and at the very edges of the discs, there are these little towns called gate towns, right? Which lead to all of the other planes of existences like the Abyss, or the 9 Hells of Bator, or I only know the evil ones because I'm a dungeon master. Why would I know the good ones? Yeah, you know what I mean. Limbo and such. But at the center, there is an impossibly tall spire. The ground itself just creates this like kind of just like pulls up like a kind of forms together in this massive, impossibly tall spire. And if you're anywhere in the Outlands and you look at the spire and you look up towards the top of the spire, wherever that top may be, there is a large stone. I'm gonna say I can't remember the term for it, but it's a donut, right? Imagine a donut, large stone donut in the sky. Okay. Now, if you were to take this donut, all right, and you were to break it in half, okay, and then if you looked at the like it's hollow on the inside right here, and built in that hollow, all like curling up and around the inner walls of the donut, is the city of Sigil.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the city of Sigil, folks.
Yeah.
It is known as the city of portals. Rumor has it that it has portals to anywhere else in existence. If a place exists, there's a portal to it somewhere in the city of Sigil, right? The only way to reach the city of Sigil is by portal. The only way to leave the city of Sigil is by portal. There's a couple of other ways to leave, but that typically involves pissing off the leader of Sigil, the Lady of Pain. And
she seems nice.
When you're dealing with someone named the Lady of Pain, you're probably gonna get real excited, but then realize that you should not be really excited. This is very bad. No. Okay, so we begin in the city of Sigil. You have just arrived back, and you have taken it upon yourselves to find a place to lay your hat for the evening. It's not quite evening at this point, but you're going to set up camp by getting a place at the inn, at a local inn called the Ubiquitous Wayfarer. Okay. Now you find yourselves in the lower ward of Sigil. The lower ward is the beating heart of Sigil, where the industrious of the city conduct their operations. Though the lower ward boasts just as diverse a population as the rest of Sigil, because again, it's the center of the multiverse, lower to middle class working people, such as cobblers or smiths and smelters, make up the majority of the population in this particular ward. Now, you find yourselves in front of approaching the Ubiquitous Wayfarer. This is a 3-story inn. It's simply painted on the exterior, though clearly worn with the passage of time. The street before the inn is filled with citizens and visitors who are visiting a number of the various specialty shops nearby. Although a fair amount of the people people kind of near the Ubiquitous Wayfarer are very loudly complaining about an obstruction in the middle of the road. As you kind of move forward to see what is happening here, you see that there's a large metal automaton sitting in the middle of the road. It's very large. Probably if it were standing, probably about 10 feet tall, vaguely man-shaped. You recognize this as an iron golem. The iron golem is, it seems to be fairly fine in terms of its construction, were it not for its missing leg. You see that this legless iron golem is sprawled up, taking up most of the street, and you can see that there are wooden splinters all around it. Now, on their knees, hold on, not on their knees. Let me go and take a step back. You see a tall figure kind of floating and like just above the iron golem. You recognize, this tall figure has gray skin, kind of very, very long face, white hair that sort of kind of stands up on its own, and they are clad in like long maroon robes, and you can see that all around their head are these strange picture-like symbols that pop up as their mouth moves. No sound comes out, but rather, as they speak, little emoticons appear in the air, kind of describing. You see a lot of exclamation points and pictures of, like, circle with a slash through it. On their knees, next to the Iron Golem, is a goblin wearing overalls, goggles on the top of their head. They seem to have a very frantic look on their face as they're kneeled right beside the Iron Golem, and there seems to be some sort of argument happening between the two. Huh?
Okay.
I want to approach in.
Yeah.
Hello. Are you okay?
The people move out of the way to allow you, a Modron, a little circular automaton, to kind of walk forward. And who are you speaking to?
The goblin, who is on his knees.
Well, that's a question for Sarah, not the robot.
Sorry.
Okay. As you approach and you start talking, they aren't really paying attention to you. You see that there is that the goblin going. I just need some time. I just need some time. It broke. I tried to fix it. And he points to these wood splinters all over the ground. And as you look, you can see that it looks like there's like a couple of pieces of wood like nailed together, like it was like somebody had fashioned a wooden leg out of plywood for this massive automaton. And predictably, it's just completely shattered due to the weight of this massive iron golem. And the goblin is saying to the gray figure, who you know, by the way, as a Davis. The Davis are the caretakers of the city. They are the right hand of the Lady of Pain. They primarily fix up the city, and they don't really enforce the law necessarily as much as make sure that the city continues to maintain properly. So it goes, I just need some time, and you see red circle slash appear above the Davis's head as the Davis shakes their own head. So circle slash, red circle slash.
Can we help you?
To get their attention, and what are the rest of you doing while she's approached them?
I think Sir Asterius is kind of like milling around and starting to like gather up the plywood and and trying to helpfully put it into a neat little pile next to this conversation that's going on.
Vithka seeing him do that is probably just very passe, just using the Githzeri psionics, using Mage Hand to just kind of move a little piece. just very unenthused with this entire situation.
I think Hesiod is taking a drag of her always in hand or mouth cigarette and trying to ask the other people who have been here maybe a little bit longer, like, so what's going on?
What appears to be a dwarf, but with a slight tinge of blue to their skin, says to you, they say to you, this flicking goblin and this golem, they're just blocking the road. If you look, you can see the carts having to move all the way around the block. Everyone's losing their minds over this. He's got to clean this up.
So it's just an intrusion in the road?
A very tall elf, with pale pink skin, like hot pink, but pale. So looks at you, completely bald pate and ears about a foot long. Says, that would appear to be the case. The Davis, a little symbol has just appeared, by the way, that shows a little tiny, like a walking automaton, and then fire, and then junk pile, but then as you speak, the Davis sort of looks over and kind of just all the little symbols wink, and they just sort of stare at you, and they sort of gesture to you, and the goblin goes, oh, okay, all right. What was your question?
Can I help? It seems that you tried to make a wood leg on a metal leg.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. I got a really good deal. I was in the gate town of Cursed. I was in the gate town of Cursed, right? They have a junkyard there, right? You get some pretty good deals if you don't mind dealing with the locals, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I went ahead and found this junked iron golem. Got a sweet deal. I was just missing a leg, right? So I went ahead and fashioned one on. Figured I'd get it through the portal, get it down to my shop. I'm thinking like I'm gonna be walking like 3 blocks at best. Unfortunately, you can see that it didn't quite work out. And this, he says something in a language that you don't quite understand, but it seems pretty rude. It's telling me I only got a day to move it before they're gonna junk it. The Davis, you see near the Davis, it said calendar, automaton, fire, junk pile. Because that's what he's talking about.
Well, I am more than happy to help. I follow Gond.
Because if you want to try it.
All right. I've been down to try to like.
There's no way. As you try to look, you just see straining. Go ahead and roll me a string check. Actually, go ahead and roll me a string check.
That is a 14.
14. All right. You see like the little Mojang legs rattling, and a tiny screw just sort of like ping off of Bob here, but then and Bob stops.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
I said my mage had to get Bob's little screw that popped off.
I'm like Bob's. Thank you. You are. Give me my screw. Thank you.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be able to lift it. Here, look. I can I just need a little bit more time. Maybe the end of the day. And you see sunshine, calendar, automaton, fire, junk pile.
Look, what do you need to get it?
Well, I need iron. Apparently, the wood's not gonna be not gonna work out.
Do I know where you would get iron?
I know where to get some iron. I just can't get it myself. I'm not gonna leave this here in the street. That'd be crazy.
I mean, errands can be done for a price.
Are you offering to get the iron for me?
Are you offering to pay me for my services?
I could do that. I could pay you. I can.
All right.
I'm
We'd be happy to get the iron for you.
I am an inventor. Pudnik is the name.
Wow.
Hello, Pudmick. I am Bob.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Oh,
yeah, wonderful, Bob. Huh? Yeah, we got a. Hey, if you'll take payment, we got a deal. Yeah, absolutely.
Money
Okay.
talks.
Payment, yeah. And you note he specifically avoids saying the word money. So the Davis looks over at you and goes, you see, you see sunrise, calendar, fire, automaton, fire, junk pile.
All right, so we've got until the morning before it goes to the junk pile.
Well, that's what he was already saying. But it looks like Pudnik is trying to get to extend the day. Do you want to try to extend the day, or just accept that that's your time?
I'm gonna try to extend the day.
So you get to the end of the
Yeah.
day. Okay. So here's what do you say to this Davis to try to convince him?
Look, clearly, he's out of his league. He's now got some help. With a little bit of time, we can get this all taken care of, nice and neat, and then everybody's golden. Capiche?
Go and give me a persuasion check. Charisma persuasion check.
19.
Indeed. All right. The Davis will look around, see the people who are like starting to kind of like drift away as they realize that there's not going to be some sort of extreme punishment or drifting away, probably disappointed that a minor road obstruction isn't causing the Lady of Pain to appear with horrifying power. And we'll say you see as sunset, calendar, automaton, fire, junk pile.
All right, end of the day.
And the Davis will nod and then will just sort of turn and just float away. Hovering about 2 feet above the ground, just floats away down the street. Everybody else starts to disperse, leaving you standing in front of the ubiquitous Wayfarer with Pudnik and his iron golem.
So Pudnik.
Yeah. He kind of gets up. Oh.
If we were looking for some iron for your creation here, where would we go about finding it?
Oh, I got the story. Here, buy me a drink and I'll tell you all about it. And he'll walk inside the ubiquitous Wayfarer.
No shit.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful idea.
You would say that.
Fine.
All right, so he heads inside
Go
the
inside.
Sorry, but you can just use the words we go inside. You
No.
don't need to pretend to come.
No, I'm acting.
Okay, so you head inside. The Ubiquitous Wayfarers, it's got a small tap room kind of at the bottom, on this bottom floor here. You see that there's a place to go and get your accommodation set up for getting a room for the night. You're able to do that first and get that out of the way. And you find Pudnik sitting at the table. He's got a pitcher of ale in front of him, but you see like steam coming off of it. But it looks like ale, but there's steam coming off of it. And you see that he's got enough chairs for each one of you. He's like, oh, have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. I already put it on your tab. No worries. All right, so have yourself a steamed brown. It's one of my favorites from one of those prime worlds out there. It's delightful stuff. All right.
Don't mind if I do.
Is this your favorite?
It's my favorite. Yeah.
Would you be able to share it with me?
That's you're sharing it with me. It's on your tab.
Your first time.
What?
Your first time. Share your first time drink that you had this.
Are you suddenly now broken speaking? What's
I'm
going on? Are
sorry.
you broken?
No, I'm not broken. I just can't understand why you won't share memory drink.
Because you're not saying whole sentences.
I know.
What's happening? Are you having a stroke?
I
drink mine and Bob's.
I picked it up and was drinking.
Will, what does this smell like? Like, what is it?
It smells like brown ale.
Okay, just brown ale.
Yeah,
But
like
it's
brown
hot.
ale.
It's hot.
But it's hot. But it tastes oddly correct.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's a hot ale.
Like hot Dr. Pepper?
Is that a thing?
It is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually.
I've never
It
had
is.
hot Dr. Pepper. Is it good?
It tastes oddly correct.
It's oddly correct. hot Dr. Pepper. It's oddly correct.
Just right, a little lemon wedge in there. Golden.
Wonderful.
Wow,
I
that's
imagine
interesting.
Asterius like not really able to make use of chairs.
No. But
he-
this is the Ubiquitous Wayfarer.
Yeah.
So what does the Ubiquitous Wayfarer have to accommodate the the relatively common race of the barrier?
Probably just a decent size not a dog bed, but like a floor cushion that he can sort of kneel down with his legs on, so that his upright half is at table height.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. That's perfect. That's super. That's perfect. That's perfect. The rest of you sit normally. I mean, the rest of you sit as we usually expect people to. Never mind. Okay, so here we are. Pudnik goes, all right. So you guys are gonna help me get some iron. Let's say you want to talk how to get it. You want to talk payment first. What do you want to talk about first?
Payment first.
Payment first. All right, excellent. I am something of an inventor. Where I come from, the absolutely wonderful world of Eberron. Don't know if you've ever heard of it before, but kind of.
Nope.
Well, it's a whole thing. We'll talk about it some other time. Anyway, the point is that I'm an inventor of swords. I was pretty famous on the world that I came from, but you gotta reach new markets. So you head to the greatest city in the multiverse. Sigil, greatest city in the multiverse. And you hear some people go, stop yelling, dude. And he's like, all right, okay, well, yeah. I can give you money,
Okay.
but I don't have a lot of money. But what I can do that's more valuable than money, what would you think about magic items?
I would say yes.
Eh?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be.
You can sell them if you want.
I might be agreeable to this.
We don't know new magic items. They do lots of different things. I'm finding it out.
Oh,
I'm amenable to magic.
Oh, okay, excellent. Good.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I'm Bob. Friend.
Fifth god.
Bob, friend.
Are you guys all just
We-
meeting each other for the first
we-
time?
Bob,
I
friend.
thought we met before, but
They do this every now and again. It's fine.
Oh, you're a sensei, aren't you?
Yeah, every new time.
Oh yeah. The sensates, if I'm not mistaken, they like to experience new things.
Yep.
And that's kind of what they go for.
Yes.
So is she doing is Bob doing the thing here where they experience meeting you for the first time for the 18th time?
yes.
Yeah.
But it's a
kind
new
of.
place.
Kind of.
Meeting new people at new place.
You don't need to explain it to me. Please do not explain it to me. Look, okay. So here's kind of where we're at, right? Here's where we're at. All right. I'm thinking you guys give me the iron that I need. Fix the iron golem out front. Kind of looks out a nearby window and just goes, yep, still there. You guys give me the iron I need, and I'll give you not just one, but because you saved me from getting a fine from that from that Davis out there, because that's gonna be a hefty fine. Let's call it two magic items.
What are
Each?
the magic items?
You'll get a choice.
Oh.
Lay out what I got, and you can choose at
No,
the time.
Bob,
At the time, you can choose whichever ones you want. Whatever two you want.
Total.
This is most
But there's
generous.
You can figure out who gets each. I'm not worried about the individuals. It's one job. If you're doing 4 jobs, yeah, but it's one job. Hey, if only one of you want to do this job, you certainly could. Or 2 of you, if you're worried about the equality. My job isn't about the equality. My job is the equivalent exchange.
Many hands make for light work, so I've heard. So I've been told.
I agree.
Yes.
You are very smart.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, regular Merrick's to Kenneth. That's a reference you won't get. Look.
No.
all right. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Right. It was an agreeable payment.
I believe so. We'll make it work.
Wonderful. Okay, excellent. Let's talk job. I need some iron. Now the thing is that in the lower ward, iron's somewhat at a premium. The Mind's Eye faction, you all know the Mind's Eye faction, right? Well, you know the different factions of Sigil, right, with their weird little philosophical beliefs and such. But you know, they're just a philosophy club that also happen to run an important part of the city and kind of a what do you call it? Monopoly style, you know, sort of situation. Yeah, it very much reminds me of my homeland. We have these things called the Dragon Marked Houses. Look, again, this is not about Eberron. This is about here and now.
Sigil.
Right. The Mind's Eye, they run the foundry. I'm sure you saw it out there. It's the gigantic foundry that sort of dominates the lower ward, right? There are many foundries in the lower ward, but the Mind's Eye runs the great foundry. And as a result, they sort of get choice pickings. So iron's pretty scarce, right? Purchasing it is difficult. The price is way too high. Not worth the time. Basically, almost be as much as the Iron Golem was purchased for in the first place, right? Now I mean, heck, this thing's like a steal. Those people at Cursed had no idea what they were sitting on. All right, so I need iron.
Yeah, someone certainly got ripped off in that deal.
Right now, I happen to have it on good. Good authority that rather than, purchasing brand new iron.
We convince them of the justness of our cause, and they give it to us.
Yes, exactly.
There's also another idea because trust me, people have tried, and that's honestly, I think if they knew that there's an iron golem out front, they'd just come and take that from me, and I really am trying to avoid that. You catch my drift?
Yes.
That would hurt you. Yes.
It would be upsetting.
Bad idea.
It'd be upsetting, right? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So near the Great Foundry. There is there's the only lake in Sigil, the ditch. Okay, the only lake in all of Sigil. Sigil. People say it different ways. We all have our own. There's the ditch, right? It's the only water source in Sigil. That's great. So as a result, it's the only place that foundries tend to dump their refuse in. This is a normal thing across all worlds. Apparently, you find the one water source and then pollute the ever-living hell out of it. Am I right? Okay. Now the Great Foundry has some access lines, or has some spill off tunnels, whatever that spill off into the ditch. Okay. Now in the city, new mandate has just been put out that you can only put so much dump so much into the ditch. The pollution was getting really high, right? Like the ditch is never going to be a great place. Like do not drink the water, am I right? But it was getting pretty bad, right? And the Great Foundry was dumping a lot of things. So this law saying you can only put a certain amount in the water has really kind of screwed up the foundry. But I
Yes.
know something.
What?
Okay. He leans in. He's leans in here to all of you, and your faces can't be seen on the camera, you guys.
Our heads just disappear.
We're listening.
There are rumors of an apparatus designed by a great foundry wizard, right? An apparatus that can shrink objects, right, for a brief amount of time. Rumor has it that they're using said apparatus to shrink down the refuse, such as iron that they are no longer used, that they have no use for, scrap, to then dump it into the ditch because it doesn't, it no longer, it's enough to stay under the threshold. But it's also, rumor has it it's also somewhat temporary, so it tends to pop back up. But the law doesn't state anything about how much can be in the ditch. It's all about how much can be put into the ditch. You know what I mean?
Clever.
Yeah, ain't it? Real clever. So, the amount of iron I need to fix this golem here, it's quite a bit. We're talking about, I would say somewhere around, let's say, 200 pounds or so.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's quite a lot.
it's quite a lot. On the other hand, the amount of shrunken iron I need, well, that'd be a lot easier to carry across town without being noticed, eh?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So that's the job. Go get some of the shrunken iron, get back before it poof, pops out big again, and then,
How long does it have before it pops?
I don't know, rumors and conjecture, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, good.
So
What's
we're
it? Rumors.
I just told you what the rumor was. The rumor is
That they shrink this
that they shrink and then they eventually pop back out, and that this is their way of using it. It's expensive to keep things small.
so
It's
we're
expensive to change your processes for a greener future. It's not expensive to shrink it down for a little bit of time and pop back out.
so we're going to be digging through essentially industrial sewage for some iron.
Yes, simplicity itself.
It's
I
a
like
new
those
adventure.
plans.
Well, I mean, you could try to go through the ditch itself and try to rummage through the water, but there's a ton of people already doing that, and so you have to fight for resources. On the other hand, the rumor is that this apparatus I'm talking about is just inside one of the runoffs in a maintenance station that then just dumps it right out.
So we'd be getting to it before the rest of them could pick through it.
Getting
get-
it fresh, so to speak.
Crawling through a sewage pipe.
You get it. You get it.
Lovely.
You go through the pipe, which is overlooking the ditch. You get in. You get the iron. You get out. There might be a token force of people, token force of guards and such that might not be too happy about it. But you give them the slip. And
That is far from the most unpleasant part of this idea.
oh, all right, excellent. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. So that's the job. What do you think?
I like it.
I do too. New adventure. Together, we experience new things.
Yes.
And we get things that we can sell for money.
That is true.
But isn't it what we get his? Oh, magic. Got it.
Yes, not the iron.
Not the iron. We don't want it. For him. Yes.
Yeah, it's for me. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take your own and pocket it, although I don't know where you're going to store it. I mean, if you're staying here, then these rooms ain't big. But, whatever you do with your time is what you do with your time. But I need that amount of iron.
Fine.
All right. Well, if that's that, you have till tomorrow night to get it done. So, they take the golem, obviously deals off.
Understood.
All right. Well, where do we start?
Oh,
Probably at the
by the
fountain.
way, I should have mentioned this. The crew that's working there,
Yeah.
oh, it's your type of people. Yeah, Modrons.
Modrons.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's what they say.
Oh.
Yeah, well, Modrons and Mind's Eye work a lot together. A lot of there's some sort of connection there. I couldn't tell you what it is, but hey, maybe you can use that. I don't know.
Yes. They cannot see me. Or perceive me.
That sounds weird. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and check out my Iron Golem unless you guys got any questions for me.
I'd say it's laid out pretty clearly.
I hope you have a lovely day, new friend.
You too. I'm happy you fixed that voice thing that you had a problem with. Didn't think robots could have strokes as he walks away from the table. He's taking the picture with him.
Oh!
That's fair.
Cheers. All right. Crawling through a refuse.
It'll be fun.
I don't believe you at all.
Every new experience has something good in it.
And we get magic items at the end of it.
Yes. More new things.
And that means money.
Or we can keep them and see what they do.
Now,
true.
Real quick, are any of you a part of a faction? I know that you're part of the sensates who seek to experience everything. Did any of you, by any chance, choose a faction of any sort?
Not one of the Sigil factions.
Not
I don't think.
In a faction.
Don't believe so.
That's fine. That's fine. So, so you would know this. Is that that factions are there's a lot of competition between the factions for for getting new members and such, and they're very protective of their beliefs and their trade secrets. So it's so you would know that the Mind's Eye, if what Pudmik is saying is true about them bypassing this law. That the Mind's Eye would probably not take very kindly at all to anybody who could possibly reveal, confirm that secret.
I share that with all of you. So we must be careful when we go inside.
I can be subtle when I need to be.
Also, if other
That
Modrons
almost
are
made
there,
me laugh.
because I no longer am part of the Order, they don't know I am there. Well, maybe know I'm there, but they don't perceive me.
Well, that's good.
As in, they
That
just
means they-
fully don't perceive you at all.
I am no longer a part of the family, essentially. Family. They don't like me.
Well, that's sad.
Yes, but I have new friends, new family.
Yeah.
And I can experience human things and burrow things and your things.
Gethzeri.
But not tiefling things.
Oh, and tiefling things? Yes.
Bob. Gethzeri. Gethzeri. I am
Gethzeri things. Yes. I would wish to have a tail.
Some of us
And
do.
horns.
I do have
Pretty
horns.
great.
They are very stylish. And I love your cloven hooves.
Thank you. Wait, maybe we should.
Plan?
Yes. Well, I was going to say get a move on, but planning's good too.
Yes. So, he says it's at the ditch. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yes, in the sewers of the ditch.
Right. So we just need a way in without being seen.
Well, first we have to establish, I'm sure this is not the only sewage pipe dumping into the ditch. We'll need to figure out which sewage pipe.
We could try all of them.
I would not do that.
Well, I mean, we're looking for the one that's attached to the giant foundry that can be seen from blocks around, right?
Yes.
If it's that easy.
Well, we can go and by the, what they say, seat of the pants.
The day's not getting any younger. Unless you think you can move that golem yourself.
You know, I thought about it, but then we don't get the magic item.
Yes, and then we don't get paid. Alright.
Let's go.
We leave.
Cheers.
Puts her hands on her scimitar, stands up.
I drink anything that's left at the table.
Go to her other drinks.
Oh, okay. So you like anything that's little, you just
At our table.
you just
yeah.
chug them down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. What I need from you is a Constitution saving throw. You absolute drunk.
Can't let a good liquor go to waste.
The con saving is 3.
But for invoking the fact that Hessian is a hot mess, I'm gonna go ahead and also grant you inspiration to use at some point.
Okay, I got a 10.
You got a 10. Okay, so you maintain sobriety through
Or
this.
something
I
appropriate.
light up a new
Something
cigarette.
approaching. Like, hey kids, if you're watching this,
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind saying fucking shit all the time. Your parents might mind, but don't smoke. It's not cool. Anyway.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Okay. All right. So you guys are heading towards the ditch.
Well, yeah.
Sounds good. All right. let me look through my notes here.
What a depressing name for a lake, by the way.
The ditch.
Yeah.
Well, from the sounds of how people treat it, it sounds about appropriate.
It does sound like a depressing place.
I have to say,
I mean,
I'm
it
not
just
being
kind of-
sold on Planescape very hard right now.
What'd you say?
I said I have to say I'm not being sold very well on Planescape right now.
It's got a
If the
called
ditch is the name of the only lake.
You don't like the industrial intrigue I did my best here.
Do you guys remember the movie Mask, Edge City?
No.
No.
Okay, never mind. Useless.
Your comment or them?
No, the bringing up the mask. No,
Oh.
they're not useless.
Useless. What you said was useless, or what you or us?
No.
Yes.
I said what I
Yes,
said.
correct. All right, so the ditch.
The ditch.
You make your way past through city blocks. In the lower ward, by the way, one thing to note: there's kind of a certain expected level of smog in the lower ward. It is not one of those high-priced ward or high-priced hoity-toity wards like the ladies' ward, filled with fresh air and clean streets. This is the lower ward. It's not a shithole. We're not talking about the hive, but there's a certain level of smog that fills the air. Now, the thing about Sigil is, and you do know that it is still daytime because there's the ambient glow of the sun ? The thing about Sigil is that there's not really a sky, because as you look up and you peer through the smog, you can see the tops of buildings.
Yeah, it's just more streets up there.
Yeah, there's just more streets and tops of buildings.
It's daytime because they turned the big light bulb on.
Basically, yes. They're just at when nighttime hits, things just get dark as normal and get light. Now, what's even weirder is Sigil does have weather. And this weather does seem to change on a regular basis. As you know, that there's a slight drizzle kind of falling through the smog today. It's not enough to really stop it, but it's just something that when you haven't been to Sigil in a while, which none of you have been back to Sigil in quite a bit of time, it's just a little off-putting when you realize, wait, where's that rain coming from? That's a building above my head, but way far above your head.
Yeah.
By the way, as you look up, you notice like a dragon fly by. With glistening silver scales, probably on some sort of errand or mission throughout the city. So,
What is a mission if not a very big errand?
the ditch is the lower ward's sole body of water, though one would be hard-pressed to refer to it as such. Pollution from runoffs and dumping from the myriad of foundries and factories make this water clearly non-potable. The grimy water does not deter. No, I'm turning into Sarah. The grimy water. No, you answered me as Sarah in that voice. The grimy water does not deter the number of people combing the shores for scraps. In addition to these scavengers, a number of small boats can be seen on the water itself, filled with people fishing out debris. Nearby, you notice a tiefling with a bullhorn advertising cheap boat rentals! On the opposite shore, you can see the Great Foundry sits atop a cliff overlooking the ditch. The collective towers of the Great Foundry complex cast long shadows over the area. Jutting out from the cliff face below, you see numerous stair-studded walkways scaling the heights from the water and runoff tunnels that intermittently spill detritus into the waters. So, shore, number of scavengers poking around. Out on the water, the polluted waters of the ditch, number of boats of people fishing stuff out. Great Foundry on the other side, tiefling with a bullhorn yelling, "Boat rentals, cheap!"
So, just looking across towards the cliffs, I guess atop which is the foundry. Does there look to be any like walkable path there, or like would it be better for us to like take a boat to the base of the cliffs there and climb up?
I would love to.
So the ditch is a fairly decent sized body of water, so you may be able to get around, but to get through the kind of the maze of the cramped streets of the lower ward surrounding it, you could get there, but then you'd have to end like 'cause at the top where these like walkways lead up to are like the gated complex of the Great Foundry. So you get the impression that if you were to try to walk around to get there, odds are you would need to find some way to get in through the gates of the Great Foundry.
Okay.
Get through the grounds, then get to the stairs to then get down, which could be possible.
Seems like a more direct way would be to just take a boat.
Probably.
Good sir, we would love a boat.
They tell you.
Oh, sorry.
The tiefling says.
Them,
but
they.
you're looking for you're looking for a boat. You're looking for a boat.
Yes.
She has bluish skin, horns that sort of jut out from her temples like a curve. I'm sorry, no, these are curved ram horns.
Oh.
Curved ram horns. And she has kind of the lower body of a cricket, of a massive cricket. And she goes, you're looking for a boat.
Yes.
We are.
Well, I have cheap boat, or they say, I'm sorry, cheap boat rentals.
How much and for how long?
Cheap boat rentals for the entire day, although we're already halfway through the day at this point, but I gotta charge full price. You gotta get in early if you want to get the good price. You'd be looking at, they go through their ledger there, 2 silver an hour. Why did I say full day? Whoops, I forgot. I'm new here. 2 silver an hour to use.
If we were friends, would you give us a deal?
Yes.
How do I become your friend?
Years and years of gaining trust.
But
There's no more to that. That's it. That's the end of the sentence. I end sentences weirdly.
Friends take time to establish, Bob.
2 silver an hour seems really fair. Seems good.
That's why it's called Cheap Boat Rentals. And you see somebody, you see a old man with a little grabby stick, kind of walk by, kind of just go, as he picks up a tiny, what appears to be a tiny rat carcass and like puts it into a bag and continues.
Will, how many hours would you say is left in the day? Like, can we tell?
Halfway through.
Halfway through, so
12.
12.
About
Plenty
4
of time.
hours left in the day.
oh, in the
No, you don't stay away. The day is not 24 hours long, Sarah. Good lord. 12 days left if you're halfway through. 12 hours left of the day.
I pull out my coin pouch. About 4
Yeah,
hours.
so the calendar day, there's 12 more hours, sure.
4 hours left of the day, 2 silver an hour. I'll give him 8 silver.
He goes,
I'll cover this one.
they will take it and they go, oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 hours.
That's about what daylight we've got left. So.
Excellent. Pocket
That's
silver.
most kind of you.
Well, I'll pull out a set of keys and walk you over to a couple of nearby rowboats that are just sort of like flipped upside down. And they're all chained together. You use the key to unlock it and pull the chain out and then go. And then we'll lock up the other boat, and then we'll point to the boat and say, all yours. 2 oars. I'm a poet and I didn't know it.
Vithka will go sit down.
Hey!
Hi.
Where are you from?
Sigil.
Me too. But I meant more like,
Oh, my, Vader.
oh, Carcery.
Understood. Yes. I actually was just back from Vader. I was visiting my uncle who's a lawyer down there.
Real stuffy place. I don't know how you stand it.
Well,
Of course, I don't know how you get out. If we're talking about stuffy and oppressive, I guess I don't know how you'd stand carcery. But then again, you wouldn't be able to tell me because you wouldn't ever get out.
this is true.
This was a fun conversation.
All right.
Vithka has taken a seat in the boat, but not next to either oar.
I look forward to seeing you again and
Just
building trust and friendship.
imagining.
Oh, it's wonderful to meet you.
Wonderful to meet you.
Cheap boat rentals.
Bob jumps in right next to the oar and is ready.
Are you driving this? I don't know how the hell to operate a boat. I just sit.
Do you want? I don't know if I can do.
Just imagining this person are trying to get into the thing. Oh no!
There is enough room.
Okay. I was gonna say, hold on a minute.
It's quite cramped, but there is enough room.
He kind of nestles himself in.
Yep.
Why don't I just take both oars?
Thanks, Asterius.
I would like to try, please. You can do one
Okay.
side, I do the other. Share.
Okay. I like sharing.
And
We're just like.
Yep, we're just.
Okay, so the two of you are rowing.
Down on the water.
The two of you are. Has your character ever rowed a boat?
no.
No.
she is just watching Asterius and being like,
Yeah, just
I
do
got
like
this.
me, Bob.
Are either one of you trained in waterborne?
No.
No.
We're just
No,
doing the
wonderful.
circle thing.
The circle thing is clearly the bar you're leading that making the circle happen.
Oh, the ore goes in the water.
For seeking out a new experience and jumping on it, I'm going to give you inspiration there. I love that. Okay. All right.
I imagine they're having trouble. They or she?
I see them as having absolutely no sex.
I imagine Bob is having a little trouble keeping up and the boat is getting a little uneven, so Vithka just kind of uses Mage Hand to kind of help row the oar a little bit.
What are your pronouns? Bob.
Hey, you know what?
Bob. No. But, okay, well, what about in certain other sentences? Bob / Bob.
And that's a valid answer.
So, no, I love
So,
it.
yeah,
I love
like
it.
just kind of like Mage Handing, like just trying to help.
Just series of binary.
9091110.
What do you identify as? Not your mind can't comprehend it.
I love it.
I'll see what Vithka's doing and also use my mage hand to try and like tag team it. Like if you're pushing the oar down, I'm trying to like also grab it.
we're
down.
just kinda, like,
and I
acting this
now
like-
see like because how oars stick in, like Bob's doing.
Yeah, he's lifted off the.
I like to imagine like my imagination is like you know how like you imagine like what an old timey automated oar driver would look like, and that becomes Bob's arms.
Is this how it works?
Doing great.
Just super discomforting, right?
I think I'm probably getting a little motion sickness from this, like,
So eventually you're able to figure out this whole boat.
Boat.
Okay. So as you figure out this whole boat thing, you see that the waters are filled with scavengers, and as you get kind of closer nearby, you get like a lot of looks. And a dirty looks from people as you get a bit too close to maybe their current find. And
I
such.
shoot dirty looks right back at him, like,
Go ahead and okay, you're just shooting dirty looks.
just shooting dirty looks. I'm not trying to like, I'm just like they give me like a, I give like a, like just kind of like just return the look. Like,
Yeah, and Cyrus is waving.
Yeah,
politely
Bob
and
is
smiling.
waving too.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not trying to intimidate anyone.
The oars float off into the water as the two people who are.
Yeah, it's for one time. It's just this one.
Anyway,
That oar's about 10 pounds, right? I can get it
I
back.
don't know, you're yeah, sure, I love it. I love that even better.
Hessian has lit another cigarette, and she's actually somehow managed to like spread herself out, almost like she's just like. Like this is just a joyride.
Just clattering all over that boat.
She's like laid back, like she's almost sunbathing in a boat.
I'm so glad that you have found a way to enjoy yourself.
Okay. So okay. So what's your strategy here? You're on the waters. You get this. So you can see there are a number of runoff tunnels.
Yeah.
Only a few seem to be logically connected.
Would be reasonably connected.
Would be
to
reasonably
the foundry.
connected.
Okay.
And then you can also see the walkway, the kind of wooden walkways, kind of make it kind of spider webbing up the cliffs as well.
Okay. Well,
Is there a larger along the cliffside? Is there a larger intake pipe than others?
There's about 3 that seem large enough to be able to fit your needs.
I guess we just look for one that is easily accessed from some of those wooden walkways and start with that one, and if that one doesn't.
Well, so I will say and forgive me for not explaining. These are all at just above water level, right? So like they kind of shoot out. Some of these, the 3 that I'm mentioning, look to be about like 20-foot in diameter.
Okay.
I think they're
Pretty big.
massive,
humongous
stuff.
like runoff.
Like
like
think
pipes.
1970s New York Harbor industrial waste.
Okay, I'm getting the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, massive.
Well, I guess we just pick one and start looking.
All right, so we row over and look in.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Is there any pipe that's actively draining at this point?
Do you want to stop? Do you want at this very moment? Well, let's find out. At this very moment, there is not.
Okay. We could also wait and see if there's going to be a deposit from one of the pipes.
What I know if they're using this device, this apparatus, on these pieces of iron, would that have any lingering of magic on the iron itself?
You have not interacted with this object. This is net new.
Okay.
So you would not necessarily know if it would or not. So it stands to reason that might be a great thing to.
Okay. Well, then while they're deciding between the pipes, I'm gonna still like lounging in this boat. Start ritually casting detect magic.
Do you guys just wait for her to complete that, or is there anything you'd like to do during this time?
No, I'll let
Just
her do.
just rowing us nearby to, let's just say that of the three, let's just go with the one on the right first.
Yeah. We'll cruise by towards that one.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach it, you see again a number of people kind of giving you fairly dirty looks as you get near their particular finds, or where they've kind of set themselves up as they're dropping these imagine like fishing poles, but there's like a little instead of hooks they're like little crane grabbers.
Like they're trying to grab stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach, you can see, you see the looks, but there's this large tunnel. And this is tunnel on what you're determining is tunnel number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, on the far right or left right hand side. Okay. Your detect magic. Okay, that's an interesting strategy. So you note that as your detect magic goes off, you see lingering traces of magic in some of the other rowboats that have like large chunks of iron in them. As you're looking, you see lingering traces of magic. The most of them. Oh, hold on here. Seem to be centered around, there seem to be a lot of people around this one, around the one to the far left, and then the one to the far right. Like a lot of people concentrated. Like you're kind of getting near it, but there's like 10 other boats like right up next to these. Right? Kind of like as you look, it's like congested over here. You notice that that there are the boats that are kind of nearby the second, which don't have any magic trace on theirs, and that's also when you notice that there don't seem to be as big of a congestion of boats over on the second one.
Lottery strategy.
Mm-hmm.
These two already have dumped a bunch, and people are fishing for it. That one's the hotter.
All right.
I don't understand that at all, but you want us to row over to that one?
Number 2. I'm
Let's do it.
still lounging as I'm casting.
Sure.
A decent deduction.
All right, so you head over to the second one. The congestion isn't much. A few people give you kind of some looks as you're heading up there, but it's not nearly as congested over here. You managed to get your boat up to right up to the large exit tunnel, or the runoff tunnel.
Yeah. Tie it off to some of the wooden scaffolding here.
Yeah, there's a scaffolding kind of
Yeah.
little tiny like I guess dock that kind of leads up there. So you could probably like tie it around a post. Sure.
Yeah. And step on up to the and climb in.
As we're getting on, Vithka's kind of like tying up the loose sleeves under her bracers and kind of pulling the hair back like, it's going to be dirty.
I like that. I take a point of inspiration. I just like the fussiness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's been very not funny thus far, so it's hard to remember to give inspiration for not funny. It's like, no, you're doing it fine. You're just not getting my attention because you're.
That's why I'm trying to bring snarky to it.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so you go ahead and tie the boat off, and you get your clothing ready to make sure to deal with the grossness.
And we'll climb up into that middle pipe.
Yeah.
I think. If it's because it's just above water level, right? Like we can.
Yeah, you can just kind of hop over. into it.
The tinkerer said the machine was a little ways in at a maintenance station, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
What's the lighting like inside this pipe?
Dark.
Oh,
Well,
I have answers.
Oh!
Bob has. It did get dark. And let there be I'm new. And cast light.
I love this new setup.
Yeah, that's great.
Side note, I just got an awesome idea for the lighting setup to deal with when somebody casts light. And
I didn't have it programmed in, so.
Sarah's like, well, hope you fucking did your job, Cassie. Snaps. Nobody knew that was the job. No. It is now.
This just shows how good Cassie is.
So
And
you
how much
cast,
Sarah doesn't like my dungeon colors.
No. Bob is new to the faith of being a cleric, so Bob doesn't know how to do it correctly yet. So sometimes it can take a few to get it going.
I love it. Okay, and you go ahead and you enter the tunnel. Okay. We will go ahead and take a quick break. And we are back from our break. Okay, so you have entered the Great Foundry Waste Removal Station. Okay. The runoff tunnel leads you through a long tunnel of warped stone, riddled with leaking pipes protruding from the ceiling. It's about 8, which is despite this being about 20 feet wide, the ceiling's probably about like 8, about 20 feet above your head. Sorry, I gotta change the distances on these things. Whoops. See? Hey, editing in real time, guys.
Here.
Okay. There's no lighting inside the tunnel, although as you travel through, it's probably about 60, 70 feet or so before you see a little bit of light up ahead. You can hear the sounds of like whirring machinery kind of off in the distance, hissing sounds of like steam, and then the dripping of pipes. What is your marching order here? Now, even though the pipe is about 20 feet wide, you probably got about like 10 feet, about 10 feet of walking space, right? So, what's your marching order here?
I figure Sir Asterius is probably in front.
I'll go second.
I will be in the middle.
And Vithka will probably be bringing up the rear.
Hessian's in the middle. Sorry, what?
Vithka will probably be bringing up the rear.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Okay, so Sir Asterius, as you lead your ragtag group of noble justice friends, a wink.
To him, that's what we are.
As you approach, you can see you see that the kind of dim light grows a little stronger, and you can, through your own light provided by Bob, you can see. Well, why don't I go ahead and show you what you see?
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and do some terrain unveiling here. That's right. And for those of you watching at home, you may notice that now we have a battle cam. Okay, so
That looks like a grimy sewer pipe. And it looks amazing.
What you see here, this is what you see. You're over there on that end. There, if you guys want to place your characters there, and we don't have to move the minis around. I guess I just just kind of place at the beginning here. Here's kind of what you see. As you go through this tunnel, you see soon there are 2 exits, kind of archways. About the size of two archways, kind of one leading off to the right, one leading off to the left there, and you can see like a set of kind of peeking through. You see like there's a set of staircases leading up, okay, on either side. Straight ahead, you can see that this slimy tunnel, because there's like this thin layer of slime along the tunnel. As you're walking, you see up ahead a number of pillars, sort of erected in the middle of the pipe.
Well,
The light, by the way, seems to be coming to the left and the right of the pillars, right? As if the wall is not, there may be an opening somewhere.
Like light is kind of coming
ahead.
in from over on
Yeah,
each side.
exactly,
Okay, that makes
100%.
sense. That makes sense.
well, I think Asterius' first sort of instinct would be to travel along the wall on the ground level here and see and investigate where that light's coming from.
Okay, so you're gonna head forward.
Yeah.
Okay, are the rest of you gonna hang back?
No, Bob is going to go through the archway on this side, on the right side.
Okay, excellent. So you're gonna go to the archway on the right.
I'm going to split off and go with Bob. You want to go with Sir Asterius.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Don't sound very convinced.
How are you making this approach?
Well, so we step into this arch and there's a
Hold on, Sarah gets it.
Softly.
No, this is a game term.
Stealth.
So you're moving quietly. Sounds
Quietly,
good.
yes.
Okay, sounds good. So what I need here, and we have two separate groups here. It looks like as the party is split. Okay. So what I need is hey, that's what a nice split here, right?
Hey, it works out.
Okay, great. Yeah. So Sarah and Bob and Vivka. I need stealth checks, please. Dexterity stealth checks, and then from the two of you, Hessian and Sir Asterius, I need a dexterity stealth check, please.
11.
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, that's easy to remember.
Actually, question. Could I, instead of rolling a stealth check, just not be attempting to be quiet and cast my mage armor? Like, I'm just casting a spell.
Sure. So I'm gonna put you down for a 0 on that.
Intentionally fail.
Bob is going to unintentionally fail with a 4.
Okay.
Bob. Asterius. Asterius.
What does this look like for Sir Asterius? How does Sir Asterius fail this so miserably?
I mean, so he's yeah, exactly. He's doing the his upper body is doing the what he's determined to be a sneaky mode of movement, while his bottom half is just
Elephant in a
trotting along. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. And what taking a point of inspiration for that. That's fantastic. And what does your mage armor look like?
So what happens is, she's got on like a bomber style jacket that she slips loose to reveal she's got full like tattoo sleeves of arcane runes.
Yeah.
And she starts tracing over them, and then it sort of creates like a shimmering, like expands all of the runes to kind of shimmer all over her body.
Okay, I love that. I love that so much. Okay, so the two of you, you go up. You see the staircase leaning upwards, and you can see it terminates in a door, a wooden door with iron bands, kind of reinforcing it there. So that's where you see the top of the staircase. The two of you, as you begin to approach Sir Asterius, you note that that up ahead, the ground sort of changes a bit. Let me kind of explain this. So the ground is different. It's like a grate, like just above the tunnel, like creating a flat floor surrounding these pillars. So you can see kind of the point on the map there where. The point on the map where it changes there, you know, where I kind of put the tunnel there, and then where you don't see the brown anymore. That's
right.
where it starts to turn to gray.
Okay.
You also can see that there is that about 10 feet up, there are the tunnel opens up into like a overhang, right? Leading to presumably some sort of spaces rooms right above there. So sort of an overhang overlooking this graded area, kind of to create that platform.
And
there.
there's raised platforms up there.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. What is Sir Asterius' passive perception?
What is?
And what is Bob's passive perception?
Bob's is 15.
Okay.
Asterius is an 11.
Okay. 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Just want to make sure I have those numbers down. Okay. So you see that up ahead as you're starting to creep up. Okay. You see a door.
I'm going to check the door or listen through the door.
Okay. Excellent. So you're going to listen through the door. I need you to give me a perception check as you try to listen through the door.
That is going to be a 16. 16.
Okay. Excellent. You can hear through the door sounds of movement, like you hear sounds of like movement, metal clanging, like something being like things being moved around. There's somebody beyond the store.
Okay.
You get the distinct impression, and you hear some hushed whispers that you can't quite make out what they're saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Asterius is trying to, I think, approach to see where that light is coming from.
Okay. So to do so, you're going to go ahead and go ahead and place your mini. Kind of show me where you're going up here.
Probably within the graded area.
Okay, excellent. And are you just following right behind him?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. Okay. So, how to explain this? You, as you start to approach, you start to hear the sounds too of like you start to hear the sounds of whispering and such. And then, as you step onto the grate and take a couple of steps forward, the whispering just sort of stops. Right, and you hear like a ting, like something hitting the ground, right, and you. Right as you're about to get a look, or at least kind of get towards it, and remember it's about 10 feet up.
Okay, that's where the light's coming from.
It's from
Okay,
up there,
I see.
yes. Kind of as you're approaching, seeing that the light is coming over from the 10 feet up where the overhang leading to the other room sort of happens. The two of you feel the graded ground beneath your feet drop. Like just a bit. And then you hear this is accompanied by a number of sounds. The overhang, which you can see spills into some lit room. You see a sheet of like a translucent wall of like maybe glass, just sort of close it off. And you see on the other side, same thing, over the other overhang, and then right behind you, from floor to ceiling, right where the grate begins, a large panel of this clear material.
Oh, that doesn't.
And just beyond the pillars there, and if we want to move the camera just a little bit forward here, maybe to see this, you note now you can see that appears to be like a kind of a wooden circle built into the back of the wall.
Okay.
You see what I'm talking about right about here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see that wooden circle starts to glow with little runes, little bluish runes along the stone. And in the middle of the stone circle, you start to see a bluish swirl start like a kind of a bluish swirl start to appear. And then you start to see water start pouring out rapidly. So, and lastly, you hear a shink, and you look over at those pillars, and you see little blades have just stuck out in odd directions, in all of them.
Oh no!
You did.
I did, yeah.
Oh!
We're doing this again.
Yeah.
We're
Oh
doing
my
this again.
god!
We're doing
This
this
is-
again.
Oh, this is something that's happened
Oh
before.
no, yeah. Nope.
Yeah, Sarah and I are the only out of the four of us. We were there
know.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and need to roll some initiative.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, nat 20 for Bob.
Wow, another one.
All right, and Colin, I'm gonna make you initiative man here.
Okay.
Up on the board here, we'll just grab I don't know.
Initiatives on the board
Colors?
every day.
I guess we should have made initiative markers for this.
Yeah, probably.
Initiative man.
Oh, that's. Are you singing
That could be a
Initiative
They Might Be-
Man as if this is the song?
Well, do
That
Yeah.
could be a There
I
Might
was
Be
thinking-
Giants song.
I was trying to think of like in 70s, like he's the guy that's got the most and stuff.
See, I was thinking like They Might Be Giants, like Particle Man.
Sorry,
it's
yeah.
like,
I keep forgetting to hit the
See
Stream
the
Deck
opening
button.
song
For those of you at
to
home who keep getting forever battle camera look, my apologies. I'm learning the Stream Deck
I didn't
here.
hear you say Cassie. I'm sorry.
Oh, it sounded like you were singing the opening for the Rose New Groove.
That's what I say. It's Initiative Man.
I thought she was doing
What's
Son of a
his
Preacher
name?
Man. Right, that's what I was saying was Son of a Preacher Man. Oh, hey, you know what I didn't do? Oh, I did print off the appendix with the monster and Yay, I did! I'm so freaking smart.
Initiative man,
Okay.
man. Writing all the numbers on the board, the man. Da, 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 da.
I guess we can write directly on the board too. We could always just do that.
It is a whiteboard with.
Do you want to
Yes.
save all that information on the board, or can we
No,
just-
that
okay.
information is we don't need that. That's
We can
I'm
just
sorry.
erase it, colon.
Well, the fun excitement of us using our initiative board.
Do you have
We're done with this?
Yeah, just erase all of it.
Okay.
I almost called you love, so because I call my kids that.
Don't do that. Your husband's in the room.
he can't know.
Not while your husband's in the room.
Hey, Will, don't you need to go use the restroom? Yeah, I guess I do for a reason. Everybody at the table just collectively winks at each other.
Anyway.
It's real weird how uncomfortable Connor just got. You doing okay there,
That's what
buddy?
you're talking about.
There's something we need to talk about, my friend? No.
Slowly, I start moving off screen.
Okay.
Hessian? Is that how you say
Hessian.
it? Hessian.
14.
Wow.
Nice.
Barb.
909, and then you flip it over, then it's a nat 20.
Okay, it's Bob.
Okay, but you can't
oh,
nat 20 on an
9.
initiative.
20, and then flip it over.
Yeah,
No.
except that's going to make a nightmare for initiative, so... Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
I'm parsing that.
Great!
See now what you. What
So
your
now
character
you're a
stands abroad.
7.
And Vithka.
23.
Yeah, Vithka.
Mm-hmm, girl, you know.
Oh,
What is
am I
going
gonna get
on with all of your
thrown through the
initiatives? What
wall?
is this?
That's some high initiatives.
Hey, do me a favor, grab a red one. Maybe an
Uh-huh.
E1, perhaps.
Yeah.
Go ahead and toss for me a. Go ahead and toss on there a 7.
Hey!
Yes, 7's not bad.
7 is a very good college.
It's fine, honey. Many people get a 7. This is normal. I'm not usually this slow in initiative.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Oh no, hold on. Yes, there is. I didn't say that.
Death trap.
Well, as long as I can see the numbers, I need you to fix Bob's one because I actually need to know the initiative numbers and I can't deal with that. So just put
Okay.
Bob and put 20, please. If Sarah wants it written in a special way, she could have done it herself.
But you told him he was the person,
guess
or I
Bob
would have
actually
written up
needs to be
there.
the
I know,
top,
that's but we
so
just
maybe
let him do it.
20
We
is
don't.
fine.
Weird. Okay. Roll initiative. You hear the sound of you like the sound of machine whirring. Okay, so we're at Bob. Bob, you're on the staircase. You hear the sound of machine whirring. Okay, the whispering has just stopped.
Right.
You hear a thump, thump, thump. The sound of machinery starting up, and then the sound of running water. What do you do at this point?
Bob, taking the opportunity to do something again, brand new, lifts the foot and tries to kick in the door. Like,
Tries to kick in the door. Okay,
Yes.
excellent. What I need from Bob is this is going to take your action. This is going to be a strength check as you try to kick down the door.
I believe in you.
Inspiration is just advantage. Yes.
Inspiration is advantage. It is not just advantage. It is advantage.
Well, that's really good because I got a 10.
Oh right, no. Bob's another little screw just flies off of
Bob.
from somewhere on Bob's machine body. You kick the door with a loud thunk, but the door does not budge. It is wood, solid wood, and iron reinforced.
Bob then tries the handle.
As you go for the handle, you realize it is locked.
Oh.
Okay. Anything else that Bob would like to do? And you can go and make sure your mini's up there on the.
We did.
Yeah, it is.
Excellent. So, okay. Anything else that Bob would like to do?
No, that's it. I'm gonna pass it off to Vithka here.
Oh boy. Okay, so door's locked.
Oh no, actually, yes, there is Vithka. You're right. You're right. There are environmental effects I have to keep in mind here.
Yes. Vithka is going to. Door's locked, so 5. I'm sorry, Bob. I'm knocking you over. Oh my goodness. There you go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
As Vithka steps out, you can see this like solid wall of like this translucent material, and you see a very surprised Sir Asterius and Hessian beyond it, standing next to a pillar with these little metal blades jutting out of it, as well as you can see about an inch of water right now starting to like rise on the floor.
Again? And I'm going to try, and there's another stairwell over here, so
Correct.
I'm going to take a dash action.
Excellent.
10, 15, 20, 25. Looks like I can get right to the bottom of those stairs.
Sounds good.
Is there another door at the top of these stairs?
There is in fact.
Okay.
All right. And I believe that is your turn.
That will be my turn.
We will go ahead and go from Vitka to here we go. The razor sharp blades pop out of the pillars, and the pillars then begin to turn. These blades, by the way, are very long.
Oh, okay.
Like they're a couple of feet long, and they begin to spin. If I'm not,
what do you make of this?
you are
Get the fuck out!
You are both within 5 feet of a pillar. So as a result, I'm going to make some attack rolls.
Yeah, okay.
Each one of you get an attack roll against each one of you. So we're going to go and start first with Sir Asterius.
Okay.
Sir Asterius, coming your way is a 21 versus your armor.
That'll hit, sir.
That was a good roll. Hot dice. And then for Hessian, we're looking at a 21. I just rolled the same number twice. You both take 11 points of slashing damage.
Jesus!
Fucking
I'm a
Christ!
wizard!
Okay, I might need to run back so I can start throwing psionic shields on people.
This is the worst.
As they hit you,
part
you
of
just and as they hit and encounter resistance, the increasing speed sort of like it slows down a little bit. Like it was gaining momentum for a moment until you got hit, and then it like its turning is a little slowed.
Okay.
Okay? All right. We are now going to go from the spinning blades to... where are we?
Asterius.
Asterius. Yes, Asterius.
Okay.
Sir Asterius.
So, Asterius, seeing after that painful experience, seeing that the blade does seem to have slowed down briefly when it impacted us, he's going to take his greatsword out and he's going to basically shove the point into one of the holes in the grate so that it has basically become a
block.
Basically a vertical like block to stop the blades from this nearest pillar from spinning.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Nice. Good thinking.
All right, Sir
Yeah.
Asterius. Okay, let me think about this for a second. I'm thinking about how. Let's see here. Let's see.
Making that intelligence work for you, baby.
Yeah. Simple machines is something he understands.
Strong himbo energy.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's how here's what's gonna happen here. So what I need you to do is oh boy I keep thinking of a different game where I'm like, make an engineering check. That's not
a thing here.
Not a thing. Yeah, you know what? The best way I can say it is I'd like you to go ahead and give me a intelligence check, but add your proficiency bonus to it to see if you can place the blade, if you can wedge it in the right spot to be able to help this.
Okay. I think I will use my inspiration here because it seems like
Yep.
an inspired idea. With a -1 intelligence but +2 proficiency, that is a 17.
That is a great roll. So, now one thing, and I love this because all of the pillared blades had slowed.
Oh, from that one hitting us.
Yes.
Okay.
They all seem to be functioning the same way. So what this has done, the sword will not stop it completely, but it does basically slow them down enough and cause enough of a problem that for now, all attack rolls by the blades have disadvantage.
Okay.
Nice.
Won't see
For
that.
now, we'll see how long your sword can last.
Right.
Because these blades, well, these blades seem pretty tough.
Okay.
Some sharp blades.
Okay. So what we're gonna do next? Anything else you would like to do? You use your action.
I think he's gonna hold off on any sort of bonus actions right now.
Do you want to move?
It's a good idea.
Because I'll note that yeah.
Yeah.
You see that there's about an inch of water on the floor coming
Yeah.
from that.
From that circular.
You've seen portals before. That was a portal opening,
Okay.
by the way. And there's just water just.
And it's still open.
Oh yeah.
And the water's still coming through it. Okay.
It
I think-
is!
Yeah, he would move his full 40 feet of movement towards that.
I love it.
Clopping on over.
Okay, so you're moving, and as you're moving, the water is rising and moving. You can see that rapidly. Like by the time you get there, it's probably like a good like I would say like I don't know 6 inches off the 6 inches now. By the
That's
time you
pretty
get over
quick.
it, it's moving very fast. So we're
Yeah.
talking like a portal about this big, and water's just shooting out of it. You kind of walk over there. What you see is this these runes, these blue runes surrounding this geyser of water that's coming out, and these blue runes are pulsing.
Hessian, this looks like some magical nonsense. Make it stop.
We're gonna go from Sir Asterius to Hessian.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess can I get over here? No, I don't think I have the movement to do that.
So I'll just from here, but I am within 10 feet of that that hole. That can I want to use my minor conjuration,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to create as much as I can, like a little port door over this. With my minor conjuration, I don't know that if it's gonna work or not. But I conjure an inanimate object in hand or on the ground in an unoccupied space. Basically, I'm trying to create a plug, if I can.
Sure.
It can't be longer than 3 feet on a side, and it can't weigh more than 10 pounds. Yeah, so
okay.
this may not work.
It's a styrofoam.
Okay, so you created a plug.
Yeah.
And it might be okay, sure, it could be 3 feet, so okay, it could be big enough to maybe put in there.
Okay.
But and you say it appears on the ground.
Yes.
Yes. So this plug appears on the ground. Plunk.
Okay.
Giant plug.
Good thinking.
Well, I'm too far away. I don't have the movement to actually do anything.
All this water rushing out.
That was my action. I do have a... But then I would end up leaving you. I don't know that I have a bonus that I can take right now.
Okay.
I don't have any bonus cantrips. Nope. Yeah, I'm screaming for the other. Bob! Bob! Vidka!
Working on it!
All right. The water is rising at a very rapid level. At this point, let's see here. The water is rising at a very rapid level. At this point, I would say that the water has risen to about what would we call it? Probably about 3 to 4 feet.
Okay.
At this point.
So definitely difficult terrain.
So it's now difficult terrain.
Yeah.
You're now wading through water.
Yeah.
As it is just gushing out as fast as just an intense amount. It doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. We will then go ahead and And now at initiative 10, you see those runes, and they light up real bright, and then a wave of force just shoots right along, like right out of those runes.
Oh.
So I need both of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
There we go.
Rolled a
6.
1. 16.
Okay. You actually managed to keep your footing, but Sir Asterius, you are shoved straight back 30 feet. So you kind of just get blown away through the air.
Now to put this plug in place.
You're blown all the way back, and the water like just goes in a massive wave, just sloshes up against the walls, right, from this massive wave of force. All right. We will then go ahead and go from the runes of force to Bob.
Bob, having now the experience of attempting to kick a door and failing, is going to try to pick. Am I able to use the Tinker's tools to pick the lock of this locked door?
No, you need thieves' tools actually to do that. You can with Tinker's tools. I'll let you try it, but you'll have disadvantage on the roll.
Okay.
So you can add your proficiency, you can add your dexterity, but you're gonna have disadvantage because you do not have the proper tools for the job.
Okay.
Oh, this was mentioned last week that we all realized we didn't.
So Bob, actually, like you see Bob's hand, 2 fingers jut out like this, and they actually become spindly.
Sure, yeah, I love it.
Just trying to grasp like
Yeah.
pincers.
I love it. Okay, great.
I'm Bob.
That is going to be a 7 plus 10. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Because it's based on dexterity. I got 12.
12, not enough.
Dang it.
So you're trying to get through this room, but you're having a very difficult time.
Yes.
Okay, we will go ahead then and move to.
Oh, can I do actually bonus action spirit weapon attack the door?
Sure, you can certainly do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so go ahead and you cast spiritual weapon. What is your what form does your spiritual weapon take?
It's actually another Modron, but it flies with its wings. It
Oh,
just
okay.
rams the door.
Sure.
That is
This a
adorable.
spiritual Modron. What is your weapon of choice? My people.
It's like Will casting it, and it's just another dude.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I forgot what the weapon was. First weapon. It's a D. It was a D8. Okay. That's gonna be 16 plus magic 5. 21.
Okay. Roll damage.
That's going to be a 5 damage.
The door splinters. It does not completely break apart, but it does. But there's some significant splintering. So,
Okay.
another hit like that, and that may be enough to knock this door through.
Awesome.
Wonderful. We're gonna go ahead now and go to Vithka.
Okay. Vithka is going to run up the other stairs to this other door.
Mm-hmm.
Is it locked? She'll try to open it.
It is. As you go to press the door, it is locked.
Okay. She's at the top of the stairs. Here on the battle terrain, there are no high walls up here. Is that how it is actually?
No, the tunnel is closed.
Okay.
No.
It is locked.
I can't create an actual tunnel.
I imagine I hear Bob trying to hit that door, and I'm like, fuck it. Draw my scimitar, and I will try to just thwack that door.
Give me an attack roll.
11.
Mm-hmm. Roll some damage.
Oh, I plan to. And I'm going to go ahead and use one of my psionic die to add a d6 to this. Alright, 11 damage.
Oh wow. Okay. So So you see the locking mechanism, like where the handle is the door, and you take your scimitar and you. What does it look like when you apply your psionic?
I imagine what happens is as she swings the sword, a like psionic glow comes around it, and at the point of impact, this glow splinters into like shards of psionic force, and they all just boom at once as she hits it.
That is super cool. I love that. Okay, so boom, the door the door breaks open. Okay. And revealing a room. So let me go ahead and
Oh.
I'm going to get the battle cam. Let's just take a look so the people at home can see. I'll just want to lift up just a hair. Yep, you see this room? There's the overlook. Let me kind of describe this room for you. Thank you, Colin. Let me kind of describe this room here for you. You see, as the door breaks open, you can see that you see a couple of lanterns hanging on chains from the ceiling that illuminate this room. You can see that there are large piles of debris just sort of scattered throughout this room. Like large hunks of iron and wood and slag. You can see that kind of from the door. There's another door on the opposite side of the room, and you can see that on the ground there's sort of a looks like a mine cart track that sort of goes straight from there and then curves towards the overhang.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And yeah, towards the overhang there, and yeah, there are these piles of debris.
Okay. Well, that is my movement and my action. I don't have any applicable bonus actions, so I believe that is probably my turn for the moment.
Sounds good. The blades continue to spin, so they all have disadvantage based on your quick thinking. So I'm going to roll against Colin first, so he can take the brunt of his decision. Right? With disadvantage, that's you are able to kind of time your movements just right because like or you're able to kind of like step out of the way or kind of time your movement right because of the, hitting the greatsword. I'm going to go for you. You as well find yourself able to kind of slosh away from the blades as they jerk erratically and kind of duck and weave underneath the blades. And your sword.
Oh.
Which manages to, which it does manage to get you chose a great angle because it's not quite chipping at the blade, but it's also not like hitting it flat on us to snap it in half. So great placement there. I love that. Okay, we're gonna go to Sir Asterius.
Okay. Well,
Water's rising really quickly.
Sure is. He is. Let's see.
By the way, if the plug was in the damage zone, it's gone. If it takes any damage, it disappears.
Oh, I guess I should roll against the plug.
Because did it take damage from the blast?
The blast didn't do any damage. It just pushed back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just moved you.
Okay.
That's it.
Did it get pushed? Did the plug get pushed back with Sir Asterius?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to stay.
Yeah.
So let's find out if it got destroyed though. No, the plug is right there right there. Kind of like sloshing up against the glass. That kind of like
Yeah.
glass wall.
I think he will. I think he will probably basically lift it over his head, and while he still can make contact with the floor here, he will dash to make his way back over to the hole.
Sounds like a plan. Okay.
The hole.
I love it. We're going to go ahead and go from Sir Asterius now to Hessian.
So I'm going to kind of maneuver around Asterius to get closer to the runes.
Can I look at the runes to see if I understand how to maybe deactivate them?
Sure, go ahead and give me a knowledge of Arcana check. Intelligence Arcana check here. This will be your action, by the way, as you're kind of searching over, kind of trying to figure out a way to deactivate it.
Okay, that's good. That is 23.
Okay, you are able to quickly identify 3 runes in particular along these that are causing the wave to the force wave to happen. These runes don't really seem to have anything to do with the portal itself. These seem to have been built around the portal. Okay. You are able to with that check disable one of those runes.
Okay.
So out of the three runes, you get rid of one.
Okay. I don't think I can do anything with my. Oh, I don't know if I can object interaction. Like he's holding that plug. Can I try and like shove the plug in?
You already. I would say that's your action.
Oh, it would be an action to.
Yeah, because you're
okay,
trying to go.
That's fine.
Because the water that's
That
coming out, by
makes
the way,
sense.
and as you're kind of moving around, so this water's coming out, and at a there's an intense amount of water and an intense force. It's just pushing this in.
It's a faucet on full blast.
Yeah.
So this would be like a full action to make an attempt.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and taking a potion is an action as well, correct? So I don't think I can do anything.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go from. No, actually, I'm sorry. Hold on. My table, my rules. I actually prefer the house rule of a potion as a bonus action. So if you want to use your bonus action and take a potion, go right ahead.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to take a potion, which I
Good
believe
call.
is
Sounds good.
it's
Good call.
2d4 plus 2.
Good call. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move from Hessian to the water continues to rise, and soon it is now above your heads.
Okay.
The water has now risen to a level. It's about halfway up now. It's about we're say about like 8 to 10 feet at this point.
My clove cigarette.
Yeah, you could.
My cigarette!
I imagine she's treading water.
One more puff! One more puff!
I don't come up for air, I just come up to inhale.
If there's any lifelong smokers at home, we get your pain, but stop it. Don't look at me like that. This is we don't need to talk about my habits right now. Okay, so it's so good. Underneath the water, you see as the water's like rising there, this crystal clear water. You see bright lights, and then a wave of force comes right out. So I need a Constitution saving throw from the two of you in the water.
Come on, guys. Do it to it.
11.
15.
Okay, you manage to hold your position, but you get shoved back 30 feet. So the way that you moved, let's see, would you? Yeah, you get shoved all the way back. Okay, hold on, just double checking here.
Oh boy.
Oh, I am so sorry. Hold on. I'm going to stick with where I said. But after that, the rune's light seems to grow more powerful, and you notice that the blades seem to intensify. So I like to think I messed up a little bit here. I got to highlight this here. As you had disabled that rune, the other ones seem to overcompensate as a result, and things seem to get a little stronger as you had disabled that rune.
Okay.
So the blades are now actually spinning faster,
Don't like that.
and that force push was a little stronger than it was before. Okay? Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead then, and you've been pushed. The water has risen, and we will go ahead and go to Bob. So Bob, you got a spiritual modron floating above your head in front of the door. The door has been has like splinters on it, or is being splintered by it. What do you choose to do?
Go 606. The spiritual weapon will ram the door again.
Oh, pop. Okay.
Pop.
Yeah, pop.
That's going to be a 13.
There's a hit.
That's going to be a 9.
9 points of damage.
Yeah.
That door gets knocked off its hinges, revealing.
Ooh.
Hey.
This looks good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go and open the door there. As the door is open, let me kind of describe what you see here in this room. you see. Okay, here we go. What do we see? A couple of lanterns hang on chains from the ceiling, illuminate this particular room. You see that there are large chunks of debris, like significantly larger than what we've seen on yours. These large chunks of debris here, like some like the size of a man, kind of like leaned up against the walls in the corners around here.
Okay.
Right. You can see a partially full mining cart on a little track that's built into the floor, kind of hanging out in front of that closed door.
Okay.
I forgot to put my little mining cart mini there. My apologies, but it's right in front of the door. You see a couple of shovels leaning against the south wall, set to a couple of shovels leaning against the wall along the south here. That's the south side. My apologies. This is north. That's south in this case. Not on that side, but a bit kind of towards the middle here. Nope, right there. Right about there, you see the shovels are leaned up, and there's a lever jutting out of the wall, but it's in the down position, a large lever down position. In the middle of the room, you can see a partially disassembled apparatus of bronze and steel that is erected on kind of like four, like imagine like it's kind of like on these four spindly legs, and it creates a canopy over, and then down on the ground, there's sort of like a projected circle. In between all four, we're meeting all four of those legs equidistant from one another. Okay, sort of like canopy-like apparatus with plenty of space, probably about 10-foot cube right in the middle there. But you see it's partially disassembled there in the middle of the room. And you also see a ladder leading up to a what appears like to a narrow tunnel just up into the ceiling. Now, all of this is very interesting, I would imagine, in some way. But what's probably most immediate to your attention are the two strange figures that are standing on the opposite side of the room. They appear to be the size of a man, but sort of like hunched over. You see that their faces, or their bodies are covered in coarse gray hair, and they have hairless, thin tails kind of extending off the back of them, and their faces are long and rat-like. Both of them wield crossbows in their hands. And as you burst into the room, shoot, two bolts come streaking your way as these two rat people take shots at you.
No shooting,
so,
Bob.
what I need, or I don't need anything, but here we go. It's going to be the first attack against you is going to be, and you did know they were there because you heard the whispering, so you expected someone on the other side of the store. So, that's going to be a 21 versus your armor class for the first. It's going to be 5 points of piercing damage. The second attack, though, is going to miss. It hits the wall beside you. It hits the door frame, right? Like,
as soon as Bob bursts in, with a happy smile, as soon as the arrow hits her, it's like the eye goes.
Just turn the eyes.
Yeah. And then Bob reaches out and does because I haven't cast it.
touches space. No.
Touch grass.
Lemon.
And the one that
thumbs
shot Bob,
It's not dead,
I'm gonna
but
do
it's
guiding
under-
bolt at it.
Good old
Shoot a
guy.
guiding bolt. Okay, and as Bob rears back and gathers the energy, praying to their god, and to rain down destruction upon this creature or these assailants, we're gonna go ahead and end the session for the night because we've been playing for a few hours.
Woo! Shoot!
We'll go ahead and record that initiative. We'll go ahead and know that we are on at the top of the round. Bob is hurling a guiding bolt.
I was
and
Big bolt.
Yeah.
mid turn is a weird time to take a break, but I kind of like that. The and okay.
And I have a little for my turn. I have a plan. It's not going to actively help, but it's going to hopefully aid in some way.
Excellent. Well, all right. Well, hey, that is the end of session 1 of 2 of this. So that's it. What are you guys thinking so far?
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn, that's a heck of a death trap.
Yeah.
Oh,
I call it the blender.
It's yeah,
Why do you call it that,
Really?
Will?
because it made human shakes of people.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is a trap I have used many times. When it's one of my
Classic.
favorite traps to toss in. I call it the blunder. And it often makes an appearance in most campaigns that I run at some point or another. It kind of pops in. Or whether you guys find it or not, it does exist in the world somewhere, this particular trap. So I decided I wanted to write it down. And I'm like, I should put this somehow up on DM's Guild, this stupid, weird trap. And so the adventure is literally centered around this stupid trap.
Well-
Or this complex is centered around this stupid thing, so...
If you would like to use a stupid trap,
If you would like to use this
Amazing.
the human blunder, you should head to DM's Guild and search for if it's out by now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is the name of my adventure?
And
And to think that I saw it on Ironmonger Street. The link's in the thing below. Anyway, all right. Well, hey, we want to thank you so much for joining us for our first short form episode of Basements and Besties Play a Game. We will see you here in 2 weeks for the thrilling conclusion of this adventure. Hey, maybe you guys finish it, or maybe we have human we have a bar your tiefling shake.
Wow.
there's gonna be
Wow.
a bit more
Or
roughage
just a
in
little
that
bit of
ditch.
tobacco.
Just
I've had goat before. It's actually quite good.
This cannibalism shake isn't for kids.
Are they ever?
may contain tobacco and people teeth. Okay, anyway, all right. Have a good night. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
In the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.